Hello Pisces, welcome to August. My name is Kimberly for those of you who are new, and welcome back to those of you who are not. I'm sorry it's been a little delayed putting out my videos, but I've been very busy trying to arrange jobs and school for kids and stuff like that. So we are going to read for August, and then in another, just a few days, I'll be putting out a mid-month for you. So Pisces, our lovely little fishy friends. How are you, my dears? How are you, my lovely Pisces people? Okay. Four of Cups in reverse. So something that you're having a hard time seeing. You're missing the joy in something. Some of you are bored. Let's see. Pisces. We need a message for Pisces. Let me just shuffle one more time for Pisces for August of 2017. Let's see what we have here. Okay. And we've got the Seven of Swords. So some sort of sneaky, cheating, lying behavior is what they say for this card. I don't know if it's as much, it is sneaking. You know, she's got 5 swords and she's sneaking out of there. And it's like she's looking out there and thinking, like, how can I get those other 2 swords and take them with me also? But there's this sense that this witch is leaving in the middle of something, in the middle of the night and under duress. So something's going on, Pisces, that you're either having a hard time putting a finger on, or a situation that you're in. Okay. Okay, Pisces. So, first 4 cards, all major arcana. That's kind of very significant, Pisces. For the situation, representing you, or the situation, Pisces, we've got the Death card in the reverse. This could be that you're dealing with a Scorpio, or it could be that something is not ending, like a cycle's not ending. Either you or somebody else is not allowing this death to happen. And the thing is that until you pass out of this phase, you can't start in a new phase. The new can't come unless the old goes. And what's standing in your way is the Hierophant in reverse. So it's like there's a lesson. I feel like this is a karmic lesson that's not being learned. Or it could be that this situation doesn't follow tradition. Or maybe you're trying something new. You're trying not to follow tradition. But there's no balance here with this Hierophant. There's a lesson that's not being learned. It's like when this Hierophant is upright, you know, she's teaching to these younger children, and maybe there's something you need to learn from something younger, from somebody younger or less experienced than you. Maybe just because you feel more experienced in a situation doesn't mean that there's not something that you can learn from somebody else. In the foundation of this situation is the Sun. So again, I really feel like this Hierophant is about learning lessons. The Sun is about mastering something, mastering a skill, you know, the newness, like feeling accomplished, and celebrating the new life that is brought with the sun. And look, it's like we have death and then life, and it's just, it's very incongruent, and there's a lesson that needs to be learned, but you're not learning it. So there's something that needs to be learned so that you can master new skill and feel this accomplishment and this sense of peace and joy, but you don't want to learn it, and so it's like you're stuck, maybe even in a karmic cycle. In the past, there is temperance in reverse. Temperance is a card of Sagittarius, so there could be a fire sign in your past, or it could just be that you've felt like you can't find a balance. And crowning the situation, what's led to this, or what you're coming into possibly, is the Five of Swords in reverse. So it's like feeling smug. Well, when it's in the upright, it's like a petty victory. But maybe you're starting to see that, you know, maybe you won the day, but maybe you're starting to realize that you did it at somebody else's expense. Yeah, it's like, sure, you got all the swords over here, but this person's crying, and maybe you're starting to realize that that it wasn't worth it, or maybe you're taking things too seriously and need to lighten up a little bit in this situation. We've got 4 major arcana. I mean, it's even like, to me. So what you're coming into in this situation, because the cycle hasn't completed, the death hasn't come. Like, the death was on the table. Maybe you thought you wanted that, or maybe the other person wanted that. But there's a lesson. This is a karmic thing, and so you're holding on to the situation here with the Four of Pentacles. So, like, maybe you want to hold on to this petty behavior, but things were out of balance in the situation. So how you're seeing yourself is the Four of Swords in reverse. I think you're really, it's like you're taken off from this situation, to rest. And I think that's what's really needed in this situation, is that you need a break from all of this heaviness, to sort it out in your mind so that you can get through this lesson that you need to learn, so that this new beginning can happen. And it's like you need to go and be by yourself and rest. How other people are seeing you is like you just left. This is the Knight of Swords in the reverse. It's quick, and it's in the reverse. I think that people around you are probably very confused as to what happened, because like you're getting out of there quickly. You need rest, and what you don't want is bickering. Like you're just afraid of the bickering. You don't want there to be arguments. You just want peace in this situation. And then the outcome is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So it looks like because of that, with this Scorpio, the Hierophant is a Taurus, and then Temperance is a Sagittarius. So you could be dealing with any of those signs. There's all the signs here. There's earth, fire, air. Scorpio's here. Other than that, there's not really any water. But it looks like you might miss an opportunity from a fire sign, or with a fire sign, or turn down an opportunity from a fire sign because you need to be by yourself so that you can try to figure out this lesson. And it's like you don't, this is so confusing. It's like you don't want to, it's almost like you're up against a brick wall emotionally. Like you don't really want to learn the lesson. You don't want the new start. You don't want to let this go. You're still holding on to this situation. Whatever it was that it looks like with the Death card and this Temperance in reverse, and I mean it's like you're walking away. It's, you know, with the seven of Swords, the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Four of Swords in the reverse. It's like you walked away from this situation because you don't want conflict with the Five of Swords in reverse and the Five of Wands. So you walked away from a situation because you felt like there was conflict there, but you're not willing to look at it objectively to learn the lesson, and you just want to hold on to it. So, you know, I think August August might prove to be a doozy for several people. There's a lot of change. We just had the lunar eclipse in Aquarius, and then we have the solar eclipse coming up in Leo on the 21st. And so a lot of changing attitudes, a lot of reconsidering like former views or former stances. And so, you know, I think it may be a good thing for you to take the time to you know, I've got the Devil here, so you could be dealing with a Capricorn as well. But the Devil's in reverse with this Five of Swords in reverse. So again, it's like there's some sort of addictive behavior here, or manipulation. You could be manipulating somebody, and it's like you walked away from them and you've manipulated a situation, but you don't want to let it go. It doesn't. So but you're either going to miss an offer from a fire sign, or turn down an offer from a fire sign, or it could be that you get bad advice from a fire sign. You know? So maybe it's time to listen to your own intuition in this situation, because for whatever reason, the situation is not ended. It's not resolved yet. It's not time to move on to another chapter this time. So think about that, Pisces. Okay, we need some advice for Pisces in August of 2017. My goodness, this I'm sorry, Pisces, if this is like, seems like a really bad reading, but it's kind of, everybody's been all over the place a little bit. Okay, what have we got for Pisces? That one wanted to come. I want one more card for Pisces for August, please. August 2017, and that's it. Okay. So, We've got the Ace of Spring, which is again that Ace of Fire, and then the 13th card in the Major Arcana, which is Release. Okay. The Ace of Spring, or the Ace of Wands, says it's time to take action. Be fearless and happy, and happily pursue your most treasured dreams. Amazing career opportunities. So, it's time. It's time to take action. Something needs to happen, but I think that this is not literally now. Because it looks like you really need to rest and consider things, but I think that's the action that you need to take, is to consider, you know, where you stand in the situation, how you really feel about whatever that situation is, because it looks very confusing, like you want it to end but you don't want it to end, and you're holding on to it, but it looks like there was some manipulative behavior either by you or the other person. But then the next card is saying release. Let go of the past, an ending that makes way for new opportunities. Time to move on. So, you know, it's either time to let go of that situation, Pisces, or it could be time to let go of something else in your past, that karmic lesson, that karmic thing that prompted you to walk away from that situation in the first place. And there's a lesson there that you're not learning, and it's leaving you out of balance. And so I don't think that this is meaning it's time to let go of that situation, although it could be. But I think there's something further back is what I'm getting. So please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what's going on with you, Pisces. And I will see you soon, because we're going to get on with the rest of the month. Thanks.